welcome to part 7 of S3 service. So in this video, we are going to learn what are life cycle rules and how to create a life cycle rule and how to move our object from one storage class to another storage class automatically. So let's start. So now let's take some introduction that how to move our objects between the storage class. So let's take an example that I want to move my object from standard storage class to standard IA, and then I want to change my storage class to intelligent tiering and so on to one zone IA, glacier and glacier deep archive. I can do this all by manual process. I can go and change my storage class of the objects at the certain amount of time when I want. But if I want to do this whole process automatically, then I have to create a life cycle rule for it. Life cycle rule will automatically change our storage class from one to another. Now let's talk about the life cycle rules. We have many options available in the life cycle rules. First is the transition action. So here, if we want to change our object from one storage class to another in the certain duration of time, so in that duration of after that duration of time, our object storage class would be changed. Next, we have expiration actions. If we want to delete our objects after a certain days, then we can specify that days in the expiration action, and the object will be deleted. We can also create rules for prefix, and we can also create rules for object text. So will explore all the rules into our hands-on. So now let's move to the hands-on and create our first life cycle rule. Now let's create our first life cycle rule. So we can move our objects from one storage class to another storage class automatically in the perfect duration of time which we have provided. So let's go to the management part, and here we will be able to see the life cycle rules. So click on create life cycle rule. So let's name demo life cycle rule. Right? Okay. So after that, we have to choose the rule scope here. We are going to apply this for all the objects into our bucket. So we are going to choose apply to all buckets, objects into our buckets, and we have to acknowledge this. Okay, so in the life cycle rule actions, there are many use cases present. First is move current versions of objects between storage classes. Second is move non-current versions of objects between storage classes. Third is expire current versions of objects. Fourth is permanently delete non-current versions of objects. And last is delete expired object, delete markers or incomplete multi-part uploads. We are going to see all of them one by one. So first of all, we are going to choose move current versions of objects between storage classes. So here we are going to move our objects from one storage class to another storage class, and we are going to provide the transitions actions for it. So let's click on this. And here we are going to see the transition current versions of objects between storage classes. So first of all, after initial 30 days, we are going to change our storage class from standard to standard IA. Right? We will add a second transition. After initial 70 days, the storage class would be changed from standard IA to intelligent tiering. We can again add after 100 days, the storage class would be changed from intelligent tiering to one zone IA. Let's again add some more storage class transition. So after, let's say after 170 days, or let's say after 130 days, the storage class will be changed from one zone IA to glacier flexible retrieval. Last is to after 365 days, 365. So this is the way you can change your object storage class from one to another. You can transit your objects from one storage class to another storage class automatically. The next use case is for to move non-current versions of objects between storage classes. So let's click that checkbox also. And here we are going to, first of all, we have to acknowledge this. And here we are able to see the transition non-current versions of objects between storage classes. So here we are going to choose the glacier instance retrieval, and after 90 days it will change the storage to the flexible retrieval of glacier, right? So after let's say here after 90 days, let's say after 100 days, come on. After 100 days, it will change the storage to glacier flexible retrieval. We can also add transitions here, but we are not going to do that at this point. Next use case is for to expire current versions of objects. So to delete the objects, So let's click the checkbox and let's give the days. Let's first of all acknowledge the second one of the transition which we have given for the non-current one. Let's move further to expire current versions of objects. So after 700 days, the object would be deleted and the objects would be expired. Right? We can specify as many days we want. Last use case is to permanently delete non-current versions of objects. So let's click on the checkbox of it, and we will give same days as we have given for the current versions, 700 days only. So here we'll specify 700 days to permanently delete non-current versions of the objects. Okay, so lastly here we are able to see the transition of all the storage classes. From day 0 to day 30, the objects will be uploaded. Of course, after day 30, the storage class will be changed to standard IA, which is infrequent access. After 70 days, it will be changed to intelligent tiering. After 100 days, it will be changed to one zone IO and IA, sorry. And there are many transitions which are going to be to take place in the whole life cycle of the life cycle rule. So that's it. This is how you can create a life cycle rule. Let's create the rule. And you can move your objects from one storage class to another storage class automatically. So that's it for the video. Meeting you in the next